Okay there, folks. You've given me yet another 3 questions. I'm going to give you 3 answers. So simple as that. And we'll get started with question 1 from Throwback Jr. Good to hear from you again, buddy. His question: seeing how Disney is taking an interest in remaking their animated classics in live action with this year's Maleficent and next year's Cinderella remake, that'd be good to look at. Are there any other classic Disney animated movies you would like to see remade in live action? If so, who would you get to play the cast and why? Oh, now you're asking a really, really good question there. Although they kinda already did a live action version of The Little Mermaid with Splash. Now here's a little thing that people don't know. Is that Disney wanted to make that picture, but because it was going to appear a little less kiddie because of the fact that, it was going to show off Daryl Hannah's backside off, they wanted like a picture that people would think, oh, okay, this is not part of Disney. So that's why Touchstone Pictures were created. In fact, very first movie to be done. But I wouldn't mind to see The Little Mermaid done as a live action picture, purely because I thought, Little Mermaid's a real proper Disney fairy tale story, and as to whom I would cast, I would honestly get probably Emma Stone as Ariel, because for one, she's a great actress, very intelligent, and she looks absolutely beautiful to look at, and I think she could really do the naivete of Ariel quite well. And Eric, I really could be so cliche and say Andrew Garfield, but it's a really tough one. Someone to play Eric, I'd probably get like a younger version of Leonardo DiCaprio to play Eric, because he's got those qualities that I'd kind of be looking for, and get Anthony Hopkins as King Trident, because I think that'd be really good. And as for Ursula, get Bette Midler. Perfect! So that is who I would probably get to do a live-action Little Mermaid remake. I mean, yeah, it is kind of a girly little movie, but I watch chick flicks as well, and I have no issues. So that answers your question. Okay, from question 2 from Kaiju Noir. Hey buddy, how you doing? This question: are there any 90s television programs that you'd like to see get a film adaptation? Good question. I'd like to see Biker Mice from Mars get a movie adaptation. I think that series as a whole in the 90s was really underrated and had so much potential to get over and become a really awesome mainstream main event series. But it was up against the biggest show killer of the 90s in Power Rangers. Now, don't get me wrong, I got love for Power Rangers, because I watched it from the first day with the original 5 to, the Ultimate Ranger himself in, in Dr. Oliver, as you know him better as Jason David Frank, JDF, and by the way, JDF, you're an awesome human being. Don't let anyone tell you different. Biker Mice from Mars, like I say, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that get some kind of live-action adaptation, because the characters are really well-rounded. There's good comical humor, and there's good camaraderie between Modo, Vinny, and Throttle. And Throttle was actually played by, you know, one of the supreme legends in voice acting, that is Rob Paulsen. And considering that this guy has done voices from Raphael in 1987's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to Antoine from Sonic Satam, and of course, like I say, he voiced Throttle in Biker Mice from Mars, and he came back to the Ninja Turtle franchise as Donatello. And may I just say, the guy does a decent job at voicing the brains of the Ninja Turtles. I mean, the guy is awesome for a reason. So, yeah, after long-winded stuff, Biker Mice from Mars, the movie. Oh yeah, not directed by Michael Bay. No. And question 3 from the Commander. His question: what is your opinion on big-name YouTubers? Example: Markiplier, Smosh, Chilled Chaos, etc. I don't really have much of an opinion on them because I've got, you know, I happen to have my plate so full dealing with my own little projects. I have very little time to do anything else. I mean, if you were to look at the beginning of this year, for example, in between working full-time, I produced 3 shows. One of them that I co-produced with Oni, which was Raw Down Rebound, which is now been, you know, the torch has been passed to a new generation with the Prez, Rob Jr. Jr. and Double A Amazing Anton. Do a good job, guys. I know you will. And doing Acts of the Night and Real Features, and doing, you know, other shows when I have the time, the inspiration, and the material to work with. I don't really have that much of an open time schedule to be able to look at some of these other big players and just to be able to critique them. I was a fan of Ray William Johnson in the beginning, and I didn't stop watching because I didn't have time for the guy. I just stopped watching because I had so many things to deal with. I just didn't have time to really pay too much attention to what he was doing. I do love Screen Junkies and Honest Trailers, or, you know, Honest Trailers is the guys who do that. Awesome people. I do love Big Hairy Brit because he tells it like it is, and that's just it. You know, it's just his opinion, and you know, I really appreciate people who don't sugarcoat what they have to say. They just put it there. It's like, this is my honest opinion. You don't like it, there you go. And I do like, you know, because there is it's much more of a brutal form of honesty, but at the same time, there's kind of a I wouldn't say nobility, but there's a principle behind it, you know. There's that sense of, I don't really wish to compromise how I feel, because then it's not being, you know, it's not being honest. Right, so those have been your 3 questions for the day. You know the usual shtick. Go to one of the social media links in the outro, leave a question in the comment section below, or even post a question over to our new forum. Yes, we have a new forum now. Link in the description below. Until then, ask again.